Alright, so after watching a YouTuber named Mr. Moy's video on how Kaido already knows the true history, something came up in my mind. In fact, quite a few things came up in my mind, but I believe that Kaido may be waiting in Wano for Joyboy to arrive. Now, I'm gonna go through all the details on why I believe this, but I do think this is something that members of the One Piece community should be discussing because this is some crazy shit here. I think I cracked a bit of the code. So, without any further ado, let's just jump right into this video on why Kaido is waiting for Joyboy in Wano. Just a quick disclaimer, this is just a discussion. This is not no definitive answer. I'm not claiming to know the actual answer, but it's just something I believe we should be discussing. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into this video. So as a member of Rock's crew, it is assumed that Kaido does know a lot of secrets that the world doesn't know, as well as Big Mom. Ross was the greatest threat to Roger. Ross was the greatest threat to the world government. They wanted to bury him. They didn't even want his existence to be known. If the world government's trying to bury your existence, it means that you have information they don't want people even knowing about. They don't want people even thinking about anything to do with Ross D. Zabet, which causes me to believe he knows something about Wano that's beyond just the simple fact of Wano being a place for resources. Kaido throughout the whole story has been only wanting mayhem and chaos. He wants a grand death just like Whitebeard and Roger, just like all the legends. Maybe his captain didn't have a grand death and that's why he wants to die in a grand way, because he wants to die in a way his captain couldn't. Because Zebek pretty much, he died in a random island. He wasn't really known. After that his existence was erased, so he didn't really get the death that Roger got, the death that Whitebeard got. And Kaido truly, deeply desires this, which is why he's looking for a great war to possibly end his life there. And for some reason, he chose Wano as his place of residence. Now, there's a lot of different ties in Onigashima potentially being where the Onis used to live, the Onis den. There's so many different ties with ogres, Onis, whatever you want to call them. And Kaido definitely has some ties to Wano, maybe back in ancient history. But could it be possible that he's waiting in Wano for somebody to arrive? An opponent who's able to defeat him, an opponent who can give him a grand death, an opponent so grand that his death will outshine even Rogers and Whitebeard. Joyboy himself. Is it possible that Kaido is waiting in Wano for Joyboy or for something related to Joyboy? Now you're probably wondering what's going on with this guy? Where is this coming from? Let's just go and break this down. So when Luffy first unlocks Conqueror's Haki, Kaido is super excited. He is stoked. Luffy's going blow for blow against Kaido. Kaido expresses his excitement. You see a smile on Kaido's face. He loves a good fight. And then at the end of their battle, when Kaido defeats Luffy, he tells Luffy, "You couldn't be Joyboy." Now, why? Where is this coming from? What does he mean he couldn't be Joyboy? What made Luffy even a candidate of being Joyboy? Could it be the simple fact that Luffy arrived in Wano to overthrow Kaido, to end Kaido's reign? Is that why Kaido believed at one point, clearly he believed at one point, Luffy could have been Joyboy, and he hasn't said it out loud, but we can definitely infer something here. So the fact that he came to Wano and was here to overthrow Kaido and was an actual threat to Kaido at one point when he hit him with the red rock in chapter 1000, Kaido in his mind thought maybe even subconsciously, maybe Luffy is Joyboy, which goes back to the fact that he's waiting in Wano for Joyboy to arrive, and that's part of why he took over Wano. Maybe there's a prophecy that when he was with Zebek or something on the lines of that, sometime back in Rock's days, that he's seen, and it said something on the lines of Joyboy will arrive in Wano, a great war will be in Wano, something in Wano, and Kaido probably knows about this, and that's why he's here in Wano. Think about it. I'm here because it's Wano. You couldn't be Joyboy. You couldn't be the one I've been waiting for here in Wano. When you really think about what Kaido says, you can actually start to understand his character a little more. There's a lot of different things. Like, I could low-key do a Kaido analysis. Like, there's so many different things I've been noticing about Kaido. I went back a few chapters, been reading a lot of things. Only discrimination. He seems to have went through a lot of ogre discrimination. The ogre race is possibly wiped out. Kaido has all these things on his mind, but the priority for him is having that grand death he always desires. Having that thrill, that fight. Because when you're the strongest, we know what it's like being the strongest in One One Piece, you're bored. There's no one there to really challenge you. Mihawk, a great example. He's always bored. This guy's just sailing for no reason, fighting fodder. Kaido is also bored. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He just wants the thrill of a battle. And then he's here in Wano for that exact reason. He's getting ready for a war. He's potentially waiting in Wano for Joyboy to arrive, or Joyboy is the catalyst to the war. There's so many different things that can possibly be the answer, but I do believe Joyboy and Wano and Kaido are all tied together, especially with the fact that we've been getting a lot about the Sun God stuff in the Wano arc. It is also possible the Sun God shit is also tied into this Joyboy stuff, man. Like, it's crazy. Oda knows what he's doing. Oda's getting ready for something big here, man. I'm telling y'all, Kaido is waiting for Joyboy here in Wano. But I don't think that Kaido fully knows the true history or the true prophecy of Joyboy. I think he has a vague idea, but I wouldn't think he actually knew, due to the fact that when Yamato asked for his motivations, I don't know if he was trying to hide information. People take this as Kaido hiding information, but I think Kaido doesn't fully know himself. But when Yamato asked him, why are you doing this to this country, he said, life isn't a series of simple questions with simple answers. Kaido tends to impose a lot of his ideals onto others, so this is a reflection of his own ideals, his own internal conflict, or whatever he's going through. So when he says this, he's probably referring to something he's experienced himself. He missed some type of answers. He wasn't fully able to get the clear answers, the clear path that he potentially might have wanted. He had to learn things on his own. He had to go through and freaking try to figure things out. So maybe Kaido came to some kind of conclusion on his own about something he potentially read. This is a lot of headcanon. This is just discussion, but it's possible that he possibly could have interpreted something he had read, something maybe potentially with the Ross Pirates, but he may have interpreted it differently. And that's why Kaido doesn't actually fully know the true history, but rather he has an idea and he knows that there's some type of tie to Joyboy and Wano. And even if he doesn't know that, even if he just made that up in his head, or maybe I'm making this up, I do believe from the evidence I've seen so far in the story and a bit of headcanon that truly Kaido is waiting for Joyboy and Wano. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. I know I kind of repeated a lot of things, but you know, I'm just getting my brain going. This is just a discussion video. Kind of sounded like a theory at first, but it's mostly a discussion video, One Piece theory / discussion video. But that's gonna be the end of this video. I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot more of these, man. One Piece got me thinking, man. The wheels turning, man. Subscribe. We're gonna be doing a lot more One Piece discussions, man. We're gonna run those up here on the channel. And as always, people, have an awesome day. Just the hero is out.